Hi, my name is Mike Theiss. I teach my face-to-face classes at the University of Wisconsin Marathon campus, and I also teach for the University of Wisconsin online campus. I will be working with you in an application called Access. Going to be taking a look in Microsoft Access at the different views that we can look at a object at in Access. Kind of hard to verbalize. It's easier to show you, and this doesn't take too long because once we open our database here, which I did, I've got my demo for the online again. I happen to have, right now I have the uh, navigational pane here with some tables, queries, and reports. And I'm going to take a look at one table here, the employee table. This is the data sheet view. Let me go to the customers. Okay, this is the data sheet view. I've got my fields, okay, the column titles being the fields. I've got my records being the rows, and I have the fields filled in. You can have an empty field once in a while in this view, but you can't have an empty row. I want to take a look at a query. Okay, now let me back off of that a little bit. I have data sheet view. I do a right mouse click. I want to take a look at the design view. This is the important area. The design view in my table, okay, creation, okay. I set up the tables. I name the fields. There's some rules that'll go with that we'll talk about in a little later presentation. Knowing how to set up the field names and knowing the data types makes a lot of difference in how you can use these tools. Down at the bottom in the design view, when I'm working on a table, I have the field properties. Okay? This is an existing database. There's some tools that have been used. The field size has been edited. Okay, an input mask. Oh, wow. What does that mean? Okay, there's going to be a 5-letter code and it's all going to be in uppercase. These are the kind, we're speaking the language of the computer here. Some software, some programming tools that you'll be using. There's a caption. Okay, make sure you get comfortable with the field properties. There's about a half a dozen of them you will be using. This is for the tables. Let me close all of these. Let me go down and take a look at a query. Okay, I've got a query. Right now it's in the data sheet view. Let's take a look at the query in design view. This is where we take and we are setting up using, just going to kind of reach, you can tell by the way this screen looks up here, this is a pictorial. Let me just make this a little, there we go. I can see all of the tables that are used in this query, okay? And how these tables are set up. These little lines here, those are the relationships. I have a one-to-many relationship between the product ID and that table, and in the order details table, there's a product ID field. One product ID can be used in many different orders, or multiple times, I suspect, on the same order. A one-to-many relationship. These are the electronic ties that let me go get data from different fields. Now, I wanted you to see that. I'm going to bring up the bottom. Here is the design view, field by field. I can go through there and I can use the fields. These fields right here, they're going to be in the existing data sheet view, and then I have some calculated fields. when you're doing your queries, you will learn, you will get familiar with putting together the relationships. I have a field, a calculated field called revenue here in Design View. It's going to use the unit price, okay, that it found, okay, and I'm not sure which one of these tables it got unit price from. It's kind of hard to see when I'm constricted like this. Uh, let's just kind of see. Maybe we can pick up unit price. Or is it this one? Yeah, there's unit price. Under the products field, unit price. That's where this data will be pulled from. It's going to take that and see the operator right above my little I bar here for multiplying, and it has a mathematical relationship here. It knows could be a discount on some items, okay, and it's going to take that discount, the data in that field, subtract it from a number, and multiply that times the quantity, and it comes up with a value. Design View is extremely powerful. It's also difficult to relate to. You got to actually do it a few times. Start simple, and do the hands-on, and text would be a great way to do that. Let me go back to data sheet view, and I don't have any numbers in here, so my revenues are empty right now. So I just needed to show you data sheet view and design view. These are the two tools you will use the most, especially at our level. Okay, you get a little bit more advanced, things can get extremely sophisticated, but design view and data sheet view. Thank you very much. I hope this gets you started and interested in delving into these topics and taking a little extra time learning how this tool called Access works. Thanks a lot.